Have you ever found yourself in an absolute panic because you suddenly need your birth certificate, but the mere thought of navigating government bureaucracy just feels completely overwhelming? Maybe you're staring down a super tight deadline for a passport application, or you're just trying to enroll your kid in school and you need that vital document right this second. Trust me, you are definitely not alone in that feeling. But hey, here is the good news. Getting your Wyoming birth certificate doesn't actually have to mean standing in endless lines at the Hathaway building in Cheyenne or waiting weeks for snail mail. The state has an official online portal, and it's literally the ultimate, secure solution to get this done right from your couch.
Hello, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're breaking down a highly specific, super practical walkthrough, how to successfully, safely, and efficiently order a certified Wyoming birth certificate online. We're going to distill exactly what you need to do, what you absolutely must avoid, and how to bypass those common headaches that slow everybody else down.
Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll cover the introduction, requirements, the step-by-step guide, payment and fees, security and mistakes, and then wrap it up with a conclusion.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Introduction and Importance.
Okay, let's dive right into this. A certified birth certificate isn't just some sentimental piece of paper for a baby book. It is the ultimate foundational document of your legal identity. You're going to need it for pretty much any major life event. We're talking applying for a U.S. passport, registering a child for school, proving your citizenship, or getting that real ID driver's license. So knowing how to get this document efficiently online is a massive time saver for anyone who needs to prove exactly who they are to a government agency or an employer. Now, here is something really important to understand. Wyoming is what's called a closed record state. What does that mean for you? It means vital records are absolutely not open to public inspection. Specifically, birth records are kept highly confidential for a full 100 years following the date of birth. Only after an entire century do they finally go to the state archives for genealogical research. And honestly, this policy exists for good reason, to aggressively safeguard your personal identity and your data. But because of the strict century-long lockdown, the state's verification process to actually hand over a certificate to you is incredibly tight.
Moving right along to Section 2, Requirements and Eligibility.
Because it's a closed record state, you can't just go online and look up anyone's birth record. Only specific entitled individuals are legally permitted to request it. So who makes the cut? You are eligible if you are the registrant, which simply means the person actually named on the certificate, as long as you're at least 18 years old. Also eligible are any biological or adoptive parents explicitly listed on the record. If you happen to be a lawyer representing the family, you can totally order it using your attorney bar card. Legal guardians can apply too, but they've got to submit certified court-ordered guardianship documents. Oh, and unemancipated minors under 18, they have to jump through an extra hoop, which requires a signed minor affidavit and notarized parental permission. So, if you fit into one of those eligible categories, you have to prove it. For all online portal orders, you are required to upload a legible, high-resolution digital image of a valid, unexpired, government-issued photo ID. Acceptable primary documents are things like your standard state-issued driver's license, a state photo ID, or a valid U.S. passport. But listen up, because here is a critical detail that trips people up all the time. Your ID absolutely must display your signature. Also, if your ID somehow doesn't have an expiration date, it's generally going to get rejected unless it was literally just issued. Now, what if you don't actually have a valid photo ID? It's an edge case for sure, but it does happen. If you lack a standard ID, you literally cannot complete the automated online portal process. It just won't let you. Instead, you've got to pick up the phone and contact Vital Statistics Services directly at 307-777-7591. They'll walk you through their manual verification methods, which usually means submitting a notarized signature statement. Basically, you're using a notary public to legally vouch for your identity.
All right, let's hit Section 3, the step-by-step portal process.
The state has actually made this digital walkthrough surprisingly simple through their Vital Statistics Services portal. Here is the precise 4-step breakdown. Step 1. You absolutely must create an online profile first. There's no guest checkout option here. You can either use Google Authentication or just register with an email and click the verification link they send you. Oh, and a quick heads up. Make sure your web browser has JavaScript, cookies, and pop-up windows enabled, or the automated security checks are going to fail. Step 2. Select the birth certificate option and fill out the digital form completely. Don't forget the parents' names and mother's maiden name. Step 3, upload that high-resolution digital image of your ID we just talked about. And finally, Step 4, pay securely using a credit card.
Next up, Section 4, Payment and fees. Let's talk numbers. To make sure you aren't caught off guard at checkout, here is the exact breakdown. Wyoming actually boasts one of the lower vital record fees in the entire country. The state's baseline fee is a flat $25 per certified copy. However, when you use the online portal, there is a mandatory convenience surcharge applied to your order. That's 2.4% plus a $1 minimum. And just to confirm, the portal strictly requires a credit card. You absolutely cannot use personal checks, third-party checks, or money orders online. Section 5, Security, Verification, and Mistakes.
If you want to avoid the absolute most common application pitfall, the one that causes massive delays or gets orders entirely canceled, I want you to burn this number into your memory: 15. If your submission is somehow incomplete, let's say your ID image was a bit blurry or maybe you forgot a supporting document, the state administrators are going to message you directly inside the portal inbox. From that moment, you have exactly 15 calendar days to reply and upload whatever is missing. If you miss that 15-day window, your order is automatically canceled. And here's the kicker. Because the state keeps that initial fee to cover their administrative search costs, you will not get a refund. So please keep a very close eye on that portal inbox. Okay, I've got a really clever troubleshooting tip for you if you need expedited delivery. By default, the state processes these online orders in a pretty speedy 3 to 5 business days, but they mail the certificate back to you using slow, standard USPS first-class mail. They literally do not offer their own rush shipping option. So if you need this document overnighted, here is the pro tip. Go online and buy an electronic prepaid shipping label from a commercial courier, like FedEx or UPS. When you fill it out, list yourself as both the sender and the recipient. Then save that label as an image file and upload it right alongside your ID in the portal's document upload section. The state workers will print it out and use it to overnight your certificate right to your door. Now, let's contrast the official state portal with commercial third-party websites, because we really need to highlight a severe risk you must avoid. If you just Google Wyoming birth certificates, you're going to get bombarded with ads for private platforms promising to get your document lightning fast. But look at this comparison. It's incredibly stark. The Deputy State Register actually warns citizens to avoid these third-party intermediaries. And here is why. First, processing time. The official portal takes 3 to 5 business days. Those third parties, they often take 4 to 6 weeks because they literally just collect your data, print it out, and mail it to the state on your behalf anyway. Second, cost. On the official site, you're paying the $25 state fee plus a tiny surcharge. On third-party sites, you're paying massive inflated service fees just for them to act as a totally unnecessary middleman. Finally, and absolutely most importantly, is data security. By using a third party, you are actively handing over your full name, your social security number, and a pristine photo of your government ID to a private commercial database. You are exposing yourself to potential data breaches and identity theft for no reason. Always, always stick to the official state-secured portal. And that brings us to Section 6, Conclusion and Disclaimer. To get started on the right foot today, and to ensure you completely bypass those third-party scams we just talked about, direct your web browser exclusively to wyomingvitalrecords.wyo.gov. Look for the official state logo and that .wyo.gov domain. If you run into any issues at all, call them directly at 307-777-7591 or shoot them an email at wdh.vss@wyo.gov. Going straight to the source is genuinely the only way to protect your wallet and your identity. And of course, just a quick disclaimer before we finish up. While this guide is highly accurate based on current Department of Health data, you know how it is. Bureaucratic rules, processing times, and state fees are always subject to change down the road. So it's always a smart move to verify the most current procedures directly on the official Wyoming Department of Health website right before you begin your application. Well, there you have it. We walked through the strict closed record requirements, the exact ID you need to have ready, the step-by-step portal process, and exactly how to avoid the costly, dangerous mistakes of third-party sites. The process is streamlined, it's digital, and it's sitting there waiting for you. So, what do you say? Are you ready to completely bypass the bureaucracy and secure your vital identity safely from the comfort of your own home? Go get that ID ready, log into the portal, and check this off your to-do list today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy navigating.